Momianko straight. Na yanko ye OSP no story no, because that is the story of the day. Egigim. The OSP, Kisie Jabeng, I can tell you Ghanaians on authority, the fight against corruption, yepe obia or hinder Ghana, or distracting a year investigation, obia oma criminals, oma protection in disguise, is this guy called Kisie Jabeng. And after this episode, you will understand, after this expose, you understand why we don't have to have the special prosecutor in office. Why the president needs to take decision and sack the special prosecutor. Last week, I heard he went to Menchia to go tell Otumfuo, say Otumfuo should step in for him so that they wouldn't sack him. Last week or so, Kisie Jabeng was in Kumasi, and I would like to tell Otumfuo 82, whether he was there or not, Nana, it is better. It is better, with all due respect, your interference in Ghana politics. It is better, this point, step away. I respect you. And it's just me boomy papa or woman. Your interference in Ghana politics. The hatred that you are calling for yourself is all because of your interference in Ghana politics. Say obi beka say tiawo se nipa bi ebegu hu fin so obi betena baby aka bibie tiawo na eye your interference in politics. Let the politicians do what they are doing. Your job as a traditional ruler is to look out for your people. Stop the interference. It is hurting Ghana's development. It is hurting the fight against corruption. Stop the interference. The same way na Polado much better na TV so obi a wabo Ghana chrono it me boldly ekache Ghana for say your palace and the OSP office no pressure to release a criminal like Polado Mochri. It's an indictment. And with all due respect, Nana, it's about time. And we are all in Ghana. We have what we call positive influence. It is beginning to look like you are no more being positively impactful when it comes to our politics. Your interference, the interference from your palace is too much. I respect you, and it always hurts me when I see young people who know nothing about Ghana politics use words they cannot even use at anything at you, all because of your interference. Stay away. Let these people be dealt with. The palace, no, that thing needs to stop. It needs to stop. Egu ahimfie no ho fin. Egu asante akonwa no ho fin. Obia sorry one cry. Obia bokro no a osmame ko menhia na menhia nka bi mame. It should not be so. We do respect you. We recognize you as somebody who is revered amongst your people and even around the world. This needs to stop, Nana, with all due respect to you. Because we want to fight corruption. We want to build this nation. With all due respect. Manisi Suminaso. Akwara ewu penyini wu ahabanda dati ahabai monote. Na sebi omum penifo de mu ye nyina ne se mobaba oman hu ehu ban na ye mu nchirima te se ye no ya besom aye ne ye. Let the process work. Momayema imra enye juma. And this goes out to all these leaders. Ahemfo more Ghana. It is looking like our biggest problem ahemfo more Ghana, including me Papa So Yohene. And that is where we are struggling to get this country out of problems. Because when it even comes to the fight against Galamsey, ahemfo, majority of you, mama the fight against Galamsey, ayeting. And I'm being respectful in this my submission because I think it's about time we started having this serious conversation about the interference of some of our chiefs, especially Benshia, in our politics. It is getting too much. And among Phobia Margin say they will hide behind Benshia They will use Otumfuo's face. And it has been going on and on and on. And we are yet to hear from Menshia that, you know this. Menshia send him. But I don't much about TV so catch we are singing as obo chrono and the chino and a Menshia Emma system the pressure. Ever seen there, Menshia to me release an official statement to say no. It is filthy and disgusting. Let us respect each other. Let us respect the rule of law. Let us at least give the system room to breathe for the system to work. The interference from Menshia in our politics is too much. But the right things have to be said. And yet to me, yes, I did not. And because you see, you're Ghana. You see, ye boy chrono and so to show be aso if you say the moment you start to make a move na himfue be sorry na ohini be sorry na penyini be sorry, we cannot prosecute people. And I am saying Menshia because personally I feel say from a year history Menshia has been too in politics. Your fingers have been in politics too much. Now, let's go to this matter. OSP can Ofori-Atta also identify Ghana. And remember, in 2024, Ghana budget, $13.7 million. And yadima a year special prosecutor, Kisie Jabin, almost $14 million. Or the back Ghana citizens, 147 million Ghana citizens. And yet, Tam Edema a year OSP say. Pab di juma na omo di adwum ewia no sankofo no fa di juma na yantwi biase no monko da fiase almost $14 million and ye tam edema Kisie Jabin. You ask yourself, how many people work at the OSP office? How many people have been prosecuted? A day na ekoso Ghana. Some questions needs to be answered. It is looking like politics as usual, complaints as usual, rhetoric as usual. We come on TV, come on radio, we talk, and the next day we walk. No, things have to change. And things have to change because we cannot make it politics as usual. All the time. Something needs to happen. Some changes have to happen to make sure say now maybe nipa or stop it Ofori-Atta from coming to Ghana. And the person doing that is the special prosecutor. And it's not just Ofori-Atta. You see, in Ghana today, say, Omani detective say Obie Diesika. Na say yen nyina yehu se sandi pay we disika or say twena so pe. Trom na special prosecutor drew her. And what does he do? He will go and arrest and you line up charges, and then at the end of the day he will tell you that the person should go home. He's investigating. There are hundreds of cases like that ever seen there. The special prosecutor, they say, why no ninja? Or share obia we dia sika won in semupe or semachew. Come for interrogation. Oba or semajewa no asem. Or say, okay, machewa no asem. Go. I will investigate it. And it has gone on and on and on. $13 to $14 million. Yenya any results from it. Now, can Ofori-Atta yetiha and a United say Yanakoto Interpol red list so or red alert or whatever list so. And an United say yeah. Because when him say Ken Ofori-Atta is an integral person when it comes to investigating the Akufo-Addo administration. So one of the boats and I said not a Akufo-Addo abemu. So we Ken Ofori-Atta the whole Akufo-Addo government will come down. And people like the special prosecutor, he knows about that. So what you can Ofori-Atta dinijina dekema, obia oria sika wo Akufo-Addo aban mu nyina obia hombeda ho, including Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo himself. The special prosecutor knows that. Now, why is it say Kisie Jabin entumi fa Ken Ofori-Atta emafie? Why? What is so special about Ken Ofori-Atta, Kisie Jabin, and say, or the number Interpol yet to me for number fee? Now, let's go back and let me show you how dangerous this special prosecutor is. This is the part 1 of the special prosecutor scandal. Now, maybe exposing the end there. Let's have the second one about. This man has to honorably resign from that office. This special prosecutor has 2 offices. Or the special prosecutor's office and or what the annex are a daya papa na ye freno seconds. Sa papa no esiamana or the special prosecutor duties. This special prosecutor or not the car will be we no sachi ni pano. This man. It wasn't team. It wasn't part of today, but 1 second. Special prosecutor. Or to me the car bobi. Or the kana boni panewi no. Me bechere no de waye. Ansa na mabana asem kraso nde. He's crazy. Or to me the only convoy bobi ese ne car. Owia na wasa me achi nipa no. Adentina ono de car na boni pano. Wasa nipa ne car this guy. Special prosecutor Paul Ademochi no. It was to protect Paul Ademochi from going to jail. This is the car. Or the car, the convoy, the bulletproof car, or the boka we mu ese no esachi nipa no.
So no say me na my born on no. They do what? How me I go fit hit car way this place where we go do so. So that's the front of the car. I want to know where me I hit. So no say me na my born on no. They do what? How me I go fit hit car way this place where we go do so. So that's the front of the car. I want to know where me I hit.
Or the car no back way car no side no and outside the koko or chin 2 more on one fee. He say jaben. Kiseja being or the ball abrante we kamu or we no sachi no. How can you use your side of the car, car side, it will be kind. But that is what he does. Power ne kutana, that is what he uses it for. Or Pameka say video we me boa. Or Pambra Bron Tibeka say, I saw the video or the make a court. It's a lie. Today. This man locked the gentleman up in his own home. He locked him up. Now, Yanko Ofori-Atta issue so. Now, I'm sure how dangerous this OSP is and why we should get rid of him. And I'm doing this piece for the President of the Republic. I want the President to understand, with all due respect, that this man, if he's not kicked out of that office, your government will struggle. I am telling you. So when you special prosecutor we and now when closes our office down, your government will struggle. Because this special prosecutor will not allow your government to do what Ghanaians want. Ghana for here, Ken Ofori-Atta, the OSP is the one blocking Ken Ofori-Atta from coming to Ghana. Now I'm sure idea. On the 2nd of June 2025, this happened. The OSP wrote a letter to the Jubilee House. And he wrote a letter to the Chief of Staff. Chief of Staff Julius Debra. Follow this conversation very well. This is 2nd June 2025. Me make sure I did. The Chief of Staff, Office of the President, Jubilee House, Accra. Attention, Honorable Julius Debra. Request for the institution of extradition processes. Kenneth Nanaya Ofori-Atta. The Office of the Special Prosecutor, OSP, request for extradition processes to be instituted for the provisional apprehension in any jurisdiction in which he may be located or found, and extradition to the Republic of Ghana of Kenneth Ofori-Atta, who served as the minister responsible for finance of the Republic of Ghana between 2017 to 2024. This request is founded on the consideration that Mr. Ofori-Atta, who departed the jurisdiction early January 2025 has no intention of voluntarily returning to the jurisdiction, and for which reason the OSP has declared him a wanted person and a suspected corruption and corruption-related offenses regarding the following. Where a letter OSP Echoko Jubilee House or say Yeman Quine na onfa a quine suna onkofa Ofori-Atta Embra Ghana. Now, 1. Contractual agreement between Strategic Mobilization Ghana Limited and the Ghana Revenue Authority for the stated objective of the enhancement of revenue assurance in the downstream petroleum sector, upstream petroleum production, and minerals and metals resources value chain. Or say, Nyoma Ojina so Akache Chief of Staff say, Omunjina so making sure say, Oma fam kwaimi so edi Ofori-Atta ban ebinye Ofori-Atta eba oil, eye dream okahon, eba gold dream okahon, eba eye dien Ghana. Yesika sem eye Ghana Revenue Authority sika ejeje eto ken Ofori-Atta odzem dream ose sanyoma we nyina ka ho ose termination of a distribution loss reduction and associated network improvement project contract between the ECG and Beijing Xiaocheng Technology BXC, and 3 procurement of contractor and materials and activities and payment in respect of National Cathedral project. Iti see when in your mark can Ofori-Atta ya on what trauma Julius Debra on the 2nd of June say man quine now man every resource or here be any every idea assistance be na on to me extradite can Ofori-Atta Embra Ghana every second Ofori-Atta Ghana America. So the special prosecutor wrote to the office of the president, specifically to the chief of staff. Now, remember, the chief of staff, he's not a prosecutor. He's not an investigator. So what did the chief of staff do? The chief of staff forwarded the letter to the Attorney General. This letter was on the 2nd of June, 2025. It's Diana, the chief of staff, because chief of staff, on your prosecutor, chief of staff, or just CID boss, chief of staff, the only thing he can do is to give it to the legal brain. A buying lawyer opinion say, special prosecutor say, or per se, offer a crime be so for Ofori-Atta by Emra Kwanson de here into where we are buying lawyer opinion no gelatano ne di hujuma. Into what the chief of staff did, Julius Debra, he forwarded this to the Attorney General. Now, when the Attorney General received the letter, the Attorney General actually responded to the special prosecutor. Now, on the 13th of June 2025, so from the 2nd to the 13th, how many days? Anche and a Attorney General, the second letter nana or responding to the special prosecutor. Say the course, dear Mr. Kisie Jabin, the special prosecutor, the office of the special prosecutor, sit Haile Selassie Avenue, South Ridge, blah 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 blah. Dear Mr. Kisie Jabin, this is the response from the Attorney General. Mebesa Ochina OSP Babon Trebeka said this letter when you know fake. Na men chire ni bibi or Ghana. He needs to leave that office. $14 million. No. Now, in Tisa letter go Julius Debra Jubilee House no. And the Attorney General say, hey, memenya law. Monamoya law, deal with the OSP to help bring Ofori-Atta back. And Attorney General said, yes, sir, we will do that. So the Attorney General too responded to the special prosecutor. And what did he say to the special prosecutor? I say, dear Mr. Kisie Jabin, requests for the institution of extradition processes, Mr. Kenneth Ofori-Atta, that is the response. I say, I bring you compliments from the office of the Attorney General. I say, 1. This is in respect of your letter to the Honorable Chief of Staff, dated June 2nd, 2025, and the Honorable Chief of Staff's letter to the Honorable Attorney General, dated the 3rd of June, 2025. Now, secondly, kindly furnish us with a copy of the docket on the subject. The Attorney General said, Mr. Kisie Jabin, yensaka o letter na wo chokoma Chief of Staff, the 2nd of June, no. On the 3rd year, na letter near the following day. Na sebi yensu saka na yepese ebusa wo. Se docket na eda Ofori-Atta so no. Sa docket ne nke opese ye boa fa sa docket ne breye. Forward the docket no na ye hu investigations a waye nyoma ewom na ye ne the Attorney General's office no we can collaborate with you to find a way to bring Ken Ofori-Atta back to Ghana. And the Attorney General was explicit in his statement. Kindly furnish us with a copy of the docket on the subject, and the subject is Ken Ofori-Atta. In the Attorney General ni busa OSP, ya pesa o de sad docket no, ne nyoma na waye ni nyina no fabre. We will be grateful if you could nominate up to 2 prosecutors from your office to join our team of prosecutors to examine and process the extradition request. And Attorney General say, OSP, ye ni beji say, o di docket na eba no, o di 2 investigators so be free office aka docket no ho, se ne be ya omo ne betena table ho, na ye nyina ya hwem, na ya hwe how we can execute this extradition process. This is on the 13th of June. Letter ne beka Julia Debra answer on the 2nd. On the 3rd, and a letter ne koka edien, ekoka eye Attorney General answer. On the 13th, and a ocho letter edekoma edien, edekoma eye OSP. Inti Attorney General busa for docket. And also busa say for investigators be mienu kura ka ho. Na mo beka ho na yenhwe asem we na hu how we can bring Ken Ofori-Atta to Ghana. Now, we will be grateful if you could nominate 2 of your prosecutors to be part of Munyambekao. Accept the assurance of my highest consideration. Very truly yours. And this was the response from the Attorney General to the OSP. The Attorney General responded to OSP say, Yati, Obesogo Ken Ofori-Atta ba, a fine idea. For docket ne bra, na docket no de ba no, for investigators me nuka ho no mbra, no money entrance, na fe yen strategize na yehu how we can bring Ken Ofori-Atta to Ghana. 13th of June 2025. Now, after that, after that, something happened. After that, the special prosecutor wrote to the Attorney General. I want him to come out tomorrow, number press conference. Don't say, when you know me boy. The Attorney General cannot be trusted. And make sure I couldn't tell you, he cannot be trusted today. Nti Ochokoma Julius Debra, chief of staff, and Julius forwarded letter to come Attorney General, and Attorney General responded, and all responded to Attorney General's response. Or say, Honorable Justice Shrem Sai, the Deputy Attorney General, and Ocho letter away on the 20th of June 2025. Into 1 week, Pepe and all responded to this letter from the Attorney General. Or say, the Office of the Special Prosecutor, OSP, sends its compliment to the Office of the Attorney General and Ministry of Justice. Osimi chechi amu nyina mu Attorney General Office. Yede akomapa ene odo ene chiamu ene wi a yede anu asem bi ebremo. I refer to your letter dated 13th June 2025 in reference to my letter to the Chief of Staff dated 2nd June 2025 and the Chief of Staff reference to the Attorney General dated 3rd June 2025. In respect of the OSP's request for extradition processes to be instituted, in which extradition processes to be instituted for the provisional apprehension in any jurisdiction in which he may be located or found, and extradition to the Republic of Ghana of Ken Ofori-Atta, who served as the minister responsible for finance of the Republic of Ghana between 2017 and 2024. Let me take this again. I refer to your letter dated 13th of June 2025 in reference to my letter to the Chief of Staff dated the 2nd June 2025 and the Chief of Staff's reference to the Attorney General dated 3rd June 2025 in respect of the OSP's request for extradition processes to be instituted for the provisional apprehension in any jurisdiction in which he may be located or found, and extradition to the Republic of Ghana of Ken Nana Ya Ofori-Atta, who served as the minister responsible for finance of the Republic between 2017 and 2024. The OSP nominates the following officers to join the team of prosecutors to examine and process the extradition requests. the OSP nominates the following officers. Nominates the following officers to join the team of prosecutors to examine and process the extradition requests. 1. Director Albert Akurugu, the Director, Asset Recovery and Management Division. 2. Kaiser Francis Amedome Wilson, Senior Prosecutor. Now, OSP responded to Attorney General. Attorney General Ebusa the 2 questions. Ube to be a mayansaka docket no. And na ube to be the 2 investigators aka ho aba eni abetenase. Na yenhwe se ne be kwakwachi Ofori-Atta. Attorney General responded OSP responded to Attorney General no. He only spoke on the prosecutors or investigators. The OSP did not mention the docket. Without the docket, the Attorney General cannot proceed or cannot start investigating Ken Ofori-Atta's matter. But interestingly, when the OSP was responding to the Attorney General, he omitted the docket part and said, or send the prosecutors. No. Now, you are sending prosecutors to the Attorney General to do what? Without a docket. It is strategically, some investigation now say why ye. Nyoma e what docket na Ofori-Atta ye. Nyoma e what say Attorney General no so ehu. Na ye gina so e make sure a process no aye effective e me de e Ken Ofori-Atta aba no. Sa docket no OSP say on fan Attorney General. Na mum he has sent 2 of his men to come to the Attorney General to help with the extradition process. How do you start extradition process when you don't have the evidence? You, the special prosecutor, you have the docket. What is stopping you from giving the Attorney General the docket? But you see, strategically, time I responded to Attorney General, no, he did not give the Attorney General the docket of Ken Ofori-Atta. And you ask yourself, why? So you ask yourself, why? How? The Attorney General sends his prosecutors and investigator, but he refuses to send the docket. The OSP cannot be trusted. I'm not talking about the Attorney General. The OSP cannot be trusted. I made a mistake. I said Attorney General cannot be trusted. The OSP, the special prosecutor, cannot be trusted. So, Attorney General just put 2 requests in. Give me investigators and let them come with a docket and let us start the investigations and bring Ofori-Atta. The OSP sends only investigators and prosecutor. He decides not to add the docket. In fact, he decided not to give the Attorney General Ken Ofori-Atta's docket. So the question is, why? The question is, why? Why, sir, the office of the special prosecutor, Kisie Jabin, will refuse to hand over Ken Ofori-Atta's docket? I don't know, person be my Attorney General. No. Why? Now, let me show you something. Why we cannot trust the special prosecutor. In fact, he's a dangerous guy. Now, you see this document. Document way, a letter, this is a letter. A free the Attorney General's office call OSP data so and hold on. Now, my man dear AC. And after that, the Attorney General's office actually wrote a letter back after OSP catch up say or the investigators inquire no. The Attorney General's office followed up and asked him about the docket. And this was on the 3rd of September 2025. Just the 3rd of September. And the date, the 16th of October. Ever since there, the special prosecutor has not responded to the Attorney General. Let's read what's in the letter. Now, the special prosecutor, the office of the special prosecutor, Hill Salasi, blah, 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 dear Mr. Kisie Jabin, and it was signed by the Deputy Attorney General. I want the the OSP to come out tomorrow and say, "Dear Mekanyina Meboa, send the Ofori-Atta Magana, near to me prosecute Ofori-Atta a special prosecutor." He knows what he's doing. Or then a block a quino or hijack it. Special prosecutor onimdia oh yeah. Only Ofori-Atta mwachisha. He knows what he's doing. Let an Indian man can show. Or say, I bring you compliments from the office of the Attorney General. This follows letter to this office dated June 20, 2025, and subsequent conversation on subject Kenneth Nanaya Ofori-Atta. 2. For urgent law enforcement decision-making purposes, kindly furnish this office with the following. Attorney General Sachro letter koma OSP say. Ya pesa usa this adwuma we ya twan docket ne mbae. Ya say busa for other things. 1. A copy of the dockets in its current state on the subject. 2. An investigative report, even if interim, on the suspect. 3. Any other information which you believe will be necessary for the purpose. And accept our assurances of my highest consideration. Very true, yours. Now, me be Attorney General Sacho letter come out OSP no. Meaning, OSP for a docket in my docket in here and send extradition process need to make us ye. And Attorney General actual letter come no on the 9th of on the 3rd of September say, yeah, per se Attorney OSP. My a copy of the docket in its current state. Or say docket no, baby I would rubiano or the we just want the docket. Don't tell us to say you are waiting to add some things and some. We just want it in its current form. It's okay for us. We can work with it. Don't tell us to say there are some things you are still investigating, because when it gets to us, we can still continue investigating. And anything our car say for our prosecutors and investigators, Brian Ho, Inti Attorney General was specific. Give us the docket in its current state, because you see, the OSP has always been hiding behind it is still under investigations. And if he tells you something is still under investigation, it can take 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. He will never finish investigating, because that is how he operates. And it's an Attorney General can say, it does not matter where the docket, the state it is in. Whatever you have gathered and whatever is in the docket, it is okay. Just bring it. This was on the 9th, on the 3rd of September. And the OSP and the Attorney General Suka say, an investigative report, even if interim, or see, some my investigative report, no, even so we a crowd, baby, we can work on it. And Attorney General did not say, give it to me to work on it alone. Add your investigators and your prosecutors to it so that we can work on it with them together. And remember, the Attorney General is even calling for transparency, for his people to all sit with them to do the investigation into one docket, in its current state, whether whatever baby would be a family and an investigative report, Sir reporter also why so far also we investigations, baby would do is okay. We just want to see what investigations baby would do, give it to us. And 3, any other information which you believe will be necessary for the purpose. See, document be account be a who say ebe hia se ebe boye amaya to adwuma de we so no fa ka ho ebe sinne. And I'm saying this on authority. The special prosecutor Kisie Jabin has not responded to the Attorney General. So who is blocking the extradition of Ken Ofori-Atta to Ghana? It is Kisie Jabin, the special prosecutor. Mesi ebe sinne, the special prosecutor has not responded to the Attorney General from September. The Attorney General asked for the docket in its current form, the investigation report in its current state, and any other information. Ever seen there, Kisie Jabin has not responded to the Attorney General. Ask yourself why. Because Kisie Jabin does not want to hand over the investigative report to the Attorney General. Why? Because he's protecting Ken Ofori-Atta. In the Ken Ofori-Atta, let me tell you, last week or so, Ken Ofori-Atta eba any boys bi no mu din komo or catch ne nafofo ne say ne papa. So beso tukwan or the private jet ne tukwan. And they don't know Ken Ofori-Atta, he does not carry a passport Ken Ofori-Atta ne womb. That is Ken Ofori-Atta's son. That is what he was telling his friends. Also, the papa can travel anywhere, and he travels on private jets. He goes to Europe, he goes to the Bahamas. Ne papa travels on private jet with a different name. Ken Ofori-Atta's son, he was bragging to a lady, a girl. So you see where we are. Inti Kisieja being onim say Ken Ofori-Atta ono na air protect Ken Ofori-Atta ono na air making sure say Ken Ofori-Atta will never come to Ghana to face a prosecution. It is Kisieja being who is protecting Ken Ofori-Atta. And majority of the people at Kisieja being say wafromo and they are under investigation or bois. He's protecting and shielding those people. That is how he makes his money. Into who say the people are mentioning you are in fact corrupt, and their evidence shows that you are corrupt. He'll come in quickly. He'll come in before the IOCO, he'll come in before the CID and tell them to stay away. He is in charge of the investigation. Remember, the OSP office is under the Attorney General's office. If you don't know, the OSP's office, it is under the Attorney General's office. And if the Attorney General demands or asking for a document, the OSP has no choice. He must give that document to the Attorney General. Why do you think he's not doing that? We have given this guy $14 million. $14 million. He cannot show anything. He has not prosecuted a single soul. It's Mumbusa Kisieja being Ochina say, why hasn't he provided these documents to the Attorney General? You see, sometimes, right? And I'm doing this because I want the president to know what is going on. There's a lot of bad people. There are a lot of people who want to destroy your government. And I'm telling you for a fact, Mr. President, so when you see Jabe and I will go to office now, your government will struggle. Your government will struggle. Because Kisie Jabin is doing business. Kisie Jabin is one of the richest people in Ghana. So Kisie Jabin kind of crank up and also with jail and there. People are negotiating, using the office to do business. And that is what Kisie Jabin is doing. As we speak, Ken Ofori-Atta has been assured by Kisie Jabin that he will not expose or transfer the docket and the investigations he's done so far. Parliament approves 146 million budget for Special Prosecutor's Office. Almost $14 million. $14 million. Almost $14 million to the Special Prosecutor's Office. We are asking him to provide just the investigative report. Just a docket. Just a docket. Just a docket. And you see, Mr. President, there are people in your government who are moles giving Ofori-Atta and his group information every time your government, especially your intelligence, they decide on what to do about Ken Ofori-Atta's issue. There are people in your government who are the ones feeding information to Ken Ofori-Atta and his family. Mr. President, Mr. Jakpa, your group of investigators you work with, you have a mole in it. And those people are the ones feeding Ken Ofori-Atta and his family. Every decision you are taking when it comes to investigations, finding the corruption, and the steps you people want to take, there's somebody in your circle, Jakpa, the national security must circle, about 2 people, they are the ones feeding Ken Ofori-Atta and his family information here. And the OSP is also helping. The OSP's office needs to be shut down. This man, Kisie Jabin, needs to be sacked. He cannot help. Ken Ofori-Atta, as far as Kisie Jabin is the OSP, Ken Ofori-Atta is never coming to Ghana. I'm telling you on authority, Mr. President. Yes. Me say, as far as Ken Ofori-Atta, as far as you have Kisie Jabin as your special prosecutor, docket Nikutano, or say ordinary investigations, Ken Ofori-Atta will never come to Ghana. And it is a deal between Kisie Jabin and Ken Ofori-Atta, he's never going to bring him back. So if you want the people to trust you and trust your government, Mr. President, if you want Ghanaians to know that you are different and that you want to leave a legacy, the Special Prosecutor's Office tomorrow morning, they need to hand over the docket to the Attorney General's office. They need to hand over the investigation report to the Attorney General's office. Kissie Jabin is the one blocking Ken Ofori-Atta's extradition. At least, mature evidence. The simple question will also be able to say, what is stopping the OSP from just giving the Attorney General Ken Ofori-Atta's docket? What is stopping him? This man, Mr. President, you need to sack him and investigate him. Not just sacking. The special prosecutor needs to be sacked, and after he's sacked, investigations need to be opened on the special prosecutor because this man has caused a lot of damage. And if you don't take care, if we are going to play games, we are going to think this is normal, this OSP's office will shut down your government. He needs to be sacked and he needs to be investigated. I have a lot of report on this man, and he cannot stand before me and deny any of the reports. None of them. The simplest question is, why is the special prosecutor refusing to work with the Attorney General? Why? What will make the special prosecutor, who every day Ojina TV so can say, maybe somebody can Ofori-Atta ba, maybe not go to Interpol so yadeneba me investigation. Why is he not collaborating with the Attorney General to make sure Ken Ofori-Atta has been extradited? Because he works for Ken Ofori-Atta and his family. The Attorney General is using us to do business. $14 million. The guy is making money out of us. He needs to be sacked and he needs to be prosecuted. These are very important things. We need to investigate the special prosecutor. In the next 24 hours, we need answers from Kissie Jabin. Why? Why he has refused to respond to the Attorney General. The docket, the investigative report, and other information that will be necessary. Why has he decided to ignore the Attorney General? It is because Kissie Jabin, it is because the special prosecutor is doing business with Ghanaians. Let me tell you, Ghana for. The kind of information I'm on, majority of you people don't have. And I can tell you on authority, I don't trust the special prosecutor one bit from information I'm in. At least, me betina handen man kase keke. I showed you document and I've given you a document to take to him and say, is this true? If the media really want to save this nation, when it comes to the fight against corruption, a war enemy, we can force for corruption to be nullified. Tomorrow we need to confront this special prosecutor and ask him, is this document a lie? Did the Attorney General write to you? I then one responded, docket no papa dia. Investigative report no papa dia. Why don't you want us to see it? It is because no man investigations now are uncovered. So or release here or say and they can Ofori-Atta Ghana. He's not going to do it because there's a deal